Are you planning to launch a skincare brand in 2023? If yes, then this video is exactly for you. And we're going to cover a couple reasons why you should not launch a skincare brand in 2023. And if you have decided to launch, then what are certain things that you need to keep in mind to give yourself that competitive edge? And before we jump into the video, my name is Rishabh Jain. I'm the founder and CEO of Confetti Logics Private Limited and FMCG Guru. We help FMCG brands and retail brands like yours to scale up, grow, and eventually become market leaders within a year. Now, back to the topic of the video, which is you're planning to launch a skincare brand in 2023. Now, a couple reasons why I would highly suggest you guys to not launch your skincare brand so late is because of three primary reasons. Number one, you have lost the train. It's a really saturated industry to enter right now. And what I mean by that is there are several phases which an industry goes through. तो काफी सारे phases आते हैं आपके. With every industry, there is a gold rush period. There was a gold rush period in Indian coffee space 4 years back, or slightly like right around like 1 year before COVID, when India had like massive and like really successful coffee brands that were like launching all over the place. Similarly, Indian skincare का भी saturation point आ चुका है, where the brands who capitalized on this gold rush have become really big. क्योंकि एक vacuum create हो गया था where generic skincare products were not doing anything for people, and as people were getting more and more aware, then these brands filled in that vacuum, and अब उनकी वो customer loyalty build हो चुकी है. So that is one area and one reason why you should actually not launch the skincare product or your skincare brand at this stage, because it's slightly late. Secondly, it's really cost heavy. I think the second point is can be divided into two parts. Second part is basically your brand is most likely a generic brand, and which is solving generic issues like acne and hydration, and is organic, natural, Ayurvedic, one of these buzzwords. And if my assumption is right, then that takes us to the second part of the second point, which is it's really difficult to make a non-generic skincare brand, which is really scientific, really evidence-based, has a lot of evidence and research and development gone into it, unless you have like an infrastructure and capital to make sure that it happens. So it's a two-part thing, which is your products are generic and regular Ayurvedic, organic, hydration, moisturization, these sorts of things, because actual scientific and well thought of, evidence backed, and effective, genuinely effective product is really expensive to build, which is second reason why entering skincare business at this time is a really difficult place to be at. And point number third, which is the existing customer loyalty. तो अगर आप देखें तो skin care and personal wellness is very personal to people, which is why whenever a person comes across a product जो उसने ट्राई किया 2 महीने 4 महीने and eventually उसने देखा कि इसके रिजल्ट actually अच्छा आ रहा है, it's next to impossible for you to pull that customer away from that brand. And you can see that with the other products that you're using. If you're using a brand like Dettol or Savlon or whatever, and then like some other medical company comes up with their own antiseptic thing, they can say whatever, but because you have such a strong loyalty towards a certain brand, it's really difficult for people to pull people away from these strong brand loyalties. And because it's skincare, which is so personal, that is the first thing that you would see in a in a person, people don't like to take risks. It's not like your regular food and beverage product where people can just like buy एक जूस ले लिया एंड किसी और ब्रांड का भी जूस ले लिया, या फिर एक जूस ले लिया एंड एक कंबूचा ले लिया एंड एक एनर्जी ड्रिंक ले लिया. It's not that. It's very well thought of, and customer loyalty is massively increasing. We do customer research very frequently, and this is one of the things that we found out in our research as well, that skincare customers are pretty loyal whenever they find a good product that works for them, unlike food and beverage or alcohol or any other industry within the FMCG space. Now, these are three reasons why you should not launch a skincare brand so late. Now, of course, आपने अगर brand launch कर दी है, if you already launched that brand, then it's too late. Now you can't simply like close your brand because Rishabh Jain on the internet said so. So what I wanted to actually do was to not let this video end on a pessimistic note. I have three areas where you can actually explore your skincare brand, and it's very likely that your chances of success in these three areas are massive compared to what you are doing right now. And if you're already doing these three things, then kudos to you, all the best. And yeah, so let's jump into the three things which you can do if you have already launched a skincare brand. Number one is explore targeted problem solving. Now, skincare mein, what does targeted problem solving mean? Is I don't know if you've, or maybe you have heard of that brand. It's very old brand called Crack. And what Crack used to do, they used to solve cracks on the ankles. That's it. That's all they used to do. Cracks on the ankles. Now, these sort of specific problem-oriented products, there is still a massive market for them where you can solve for one particular issue, just become one expert in that issue itself, and that's it. You don't need to become a brand which is selling hydration and acne-free skin and pigmentation and sunscreen and mists and toners and serums and this and that. Instead of all of that, if you simply pick up a problem which you want to solve and solve exactly for that, there the market is massive, and niching down allows you to become a go-to brand for that challenge. So if your muscle is hurting, you would directly go to Move. If you have ankle cracks, you would simply go to Crack. If you have XYZ issue, you would directly go to your brand. So instead of making a generic brand which solves 10 things, try to solve one particular problem and becoming an expert in that area. So that was point number one. Now, point number two is don't rush into marketing. Now, this is very closely related to point number one, which is just because you can market something doesn't mean you have to market it. You can market shitty things as well, which do not do anything, which do not bring you any revenue. Great products, but doesn't matter. Customer को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता उन product से. There is no point of rushing into marketing with these products. What you have to do is actually spend a couple more months in product building and brand building and understanding the competitive scenario. अब आप थोड़ा लेट तो हो गए हो स्किन केयर की रेस एंटर करने के लिए, सो माइट एज वेल एक दो महीने और लेट हो जाओ. अब जो डैमेज होना था हो चुका है, डैमेज इज डन. बिगर ब्रांड्स हैव कम इन टू फिल दैट वैक्यूम इन. अब एक दो महीने से कोई बिजनेस ऊपर नीचे नहीं होगा अगर आप 2 महीने लेट भी एंटर करते हो बिजनेस. तो इन 2 महीने में आपको करना क्या है? इन 2 महीने में आपको product build करना है, which is again our point number one, which we discussed, which is problem solving products. And one thing which you have to tackle in these 2 months is understanding the competitive landscape and brand building. अगर आपकी ब्रांड ही impactful नहीं है, पावरफुल नहीं है, मेमोरेबल नहीं है, लोगों को याद ही नहीं आ रही ब्रांड का नाम क्या है, किसी को पता नहीं है, अगर आपने इनिशियली यहीं पे आपने थोड़ा सा टाइम की कंजूसी कर दी, लाइक एक एक दो दो दिन बचाने के चक्कर में कि जल्दी से प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च हो जाए, you're not realizing, but you're entering the market where the product will not sell. It's like आपकी गाड़ी खराब है और आप रेस में एंटर कर रहे हो, एंड हर दिन रेस होगी, एक आज भी रेस होगी, एक कल भी रेस होगी, परसों भी रेस होगी, हर दिन एक रेस होगी. बट यू आर फॉर सम रीजन यू लाइक मुझे इसी रेस में एंटर करना है, मेरी गाड़ी खराब है। आप गाड़ी फिक्स कर सकते हो, एक दो दिन लेकर आराम से गाड़ी फिक्स करके अगली रेस में एंटर कर लो। बट देर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ लाइक रशिंग इन टू अ रेस व्हेन यू नो योर कार इज बैड। सो एक बार आराम से, अब आप ऑलरेडी लेट हो चुके हो, एक दो महीने लेके प्रोडक्ट बिल्डिंग पे, ब्रांड बिल्डिंग पे फोकस करके, एंड देन enter marketing so that you have something worth actually marketing so that people can actually remember it. And point number three, which you can do if you're an FMCG or if you're a skincare brand which is already out there, is explore B2B partnerships with hotels and spas. Now, this is a very underrated area where brands like yours, your skincare brands, especially if you're herbal, organic, natural, Ayurvedic, and those sort of brands that we were talking in the first part, if you're one of those brands, it's a really good place for you to actually launch and exploring B2B partnerships with hotels, five-star hotels, luxury properties, resorts, spas. Because यहाँ पे आपकी रेगुलर मार्केटिंग की कॉस्ट कुछ नहीं है, यू हैव टू सिंपली बिल्ड B2B प्रोडक्ट्स, B2B पार्टनरशिप्स, आपको उनकी मार्जिन देनी है अच्छी, get the product price lower for these people, and eventually get your business to a successful one. You don't always have to compete with the national leader. हर बार नहीं करना. Play out your strengths. In case you realize your strength is you can make good products for a lower cost, do that. अगर मार्केटिंग आपकी कॉस्ट, आपकी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है, फेसबुक मार्केटिंग, इंस्टाग्राम मार्केटिंग, सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसिंग, ऑफलाइन रिटेल, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नेटवर्क, अगर आपको लग रहा है ये आपकी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है, माइट एज वेल एक्सप्लोर B2B पार्टनरशिप्स, क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा स्लेप्ट ऑन एरिया है. People haven't explored that thing as much as they have explored the offline and social media, platforms. So that in itself would be all that I have for you guys, which is why you should not launch a skincare brand so late. And if you've already launched, तो आप क्या क्या कर सकते हो to make sure it's still successful. And in case you have more video ideas that you want me to cover, you want me to talk about other industries in the FMCG space, I would love to hear. And अगर आप एक marketing expert हो, a marketing head हो एक skincare brand में, or if you're a founder in a skincare brand and you have like several marketing people with you, make sure ये वीडियो आप शेयर करें, क्योंकि I know these videos are not meant for the masses. ये 1 million 1 lakh views वाले videos नहीं है. These are like specifically made for maybe like 20-30 founders out there जो ये कर रहे हैं अभी. So if you think this video gave you some sort of clarity, make sure to share it with your team and let me know if you want me to cover something else. And till then, that would be it. See you guys next time.